there were a lot of things this year that weren't experimental. Jim, a lot. And, you know, we talked about The Witcher, and that was one of them, man. We're starting it. I don't give a fuck.
Do it.
It's horrible.
Get it out.
It's terrible. Netflix should be embarrassed. The writer and CD Projekt Red should be embarrassed. I mean, they're not because they're selling more of the game.
Look at half of the things that Netflix are. There's other things they should be more embarrassed about, but still, yeah. Like,
I agree.
It hasn't happened already. I mean,
it has totally. But I don't know, man.
Arrested Development.
Whatever happened to that shit? I was so into it the first 4 seasons.
Yeah, because that was when it was like being done properly, and then everyone got famous after it got shut down. And so when they brought it back, they had to like gear to everyone's schedule. So that's why it had that weird storytelling, because they couldn't have everybody in the same room at the same time most of the time.
That makes absolute sense.
So their solution was to just cover the same time period from different characters' point of view, so they can make it work.
I'm all down for working within limitations, you know, because in my mind, a lot of people's work thrive under that kind of pressure. But whenever you have studio meddling, it doesn't really work. And to me, I think the last season of Arrested Development.
Well, they did one after that was more like the original that I liked a lot better.
Right. The newer one.
Yeah.
The
newest one is back towards where they should be.
Yeah.
But,
I can dig
they
it.
still got to keep all that crap from last season canon. So it's just like,
Fucking canon, man. Talk about that. Well, I mean, what did you think about the new Star Wars?
I liked it.
Yeah.
But I was kind of high.
As we are all.
And I'm nostalgic. Like, the way I've described it to people is like, did you like Force Awakens?
Yeah, oh sure.
Did it bother you of how much it was like A New Hope?
No. But it was.
Yeah, it was. And that's what I loved about it. Like, that's
Unforgivingly so.
That's what you go there for. I mean, like, I want that.
Well,
everyone was so mad at the prequels because it wasn't a rehash of A New Hope.
You think?
Yeah, plus you had to introduce it to a new generation. It's like a way of doing a reboot without doing a reboot.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand it, but at the same time, that is why I love The Last Jedi. Fuck all you that don't. I don't care. I'm laying it down, man. It's the best writing in the series.
I'm not going to tell everybody we actually have a plan. They're all going to think they're going to die to the point where the guy has to start a freaking mutiny. Like,
it's a coup, man. It's a coup. I loved it, dude. I loved it. I mean, from a thematic standpoint, I thought it was just spot on because ever since I was a kid, I watched the prequels, and I was a kid, so I have a bias. Sue me. They were okay. Knowing that, I rewatched them really recently, and they're fine. You know, cheesy, sure. Cringy, definitely.
I will always have issues with the first two.
That's fine. Dude, that's fair. That's fair. Totally. And just like The Force Awakens and Rise of the Skywalker, I feel like they have the same kind of issues. But one thing I loved about The Last Jedi was it basically took all of those tropes and just said, fuck all of it. I loved it. And I love that, you know, it subverts what you're expecting. You know, I love every bit of that because, you know, I don't know, I'm not an intimate fan, so I have a bias there, but I've watched all the movies and I don't have the attachment that a lot of people do. I watched the Clone Wars. To me, the Clone Wars, the show, next to The Last Jedi, the best writing. There's just no competition.
How about the end of that Mandalorian?
I haven't watched the end.
Oh my God, you haven't watched the end? Yes. What is wrong with you?
I'm like episode 4.
I was about to give away something so huge, but they bring something Clone Wars into it. Like, you get to see something in live action that has only ever been animated.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't wait to check it out because I love The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it was also in Rebels.
Okay.
That's
one thing I have to watch too.
Rebels was super cheesy.
Yeah.
But for all the cheese, there was a couple episodes that were so mind-numbingly awesome that just like jaw-drop fanboyed out. Like,
oh my God.
I think it's the season finale of the second season. Like, Darth Maul shows back up.
Oh my God.
And then Ahsoka fights Vader. Like, a grown-up Ahsoka's there and fights Vader, knowing who Vader is.
Oh my God.
Like,
knowing that it's, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but then just the veiled one-liners as they fight, like it's just it's so epic. And
I'm all about it, man. I'm all about it. I love the universe. You know, I love the lore, and I'm glad people are enjoying the movies. Because I mean, even if I don't enjoy them fully, or if I have problems with it, like The Witcher, I have issues. You know, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't go on. It doesn't mean I'm mad that people like it. You know, I think some people do feel that way. But my issues are always in the writing, man. Like, I don't care if, you know, it looks a certain way, or if the cinematography isn't as best as it could be, or the casting isn't right, or anything like that. But in my mind, whenever you do writing for video games or movies or anything, books, short stories, you can always tell when it is for the worst reason to make anything. Money. Horrid. Embarrassing.
It's the difference between the last Ghostbusters we got and the Ghostbusters we're about to get.
I really hope so. Because that last one, again, I didn't have as much of a problem with. I thought it was.
I hated that so much. Like, just from a writing standpoint, there's
I agree.
5 jokes about soup. 5.
Well, that's my biggest problem with Paul Feig. I think that's the director's name. My big issue with him and with Disney, to be honest. Yeah, Disney. Get your shit together. They can have some really stellar writing and some really good IP. New IP even. Because if we think about it, they're one of the few, Marvel aside, that really try to push new IP. Like with Zootopia and all that. And I love that. But the worst part of it, and one of my worst movies of this year, Aladdin, really didn't kill me that it was a remake. I really could care less. But it was safe. And it was like trying to push this, you know, very obvious feminist culture. Not that I'm against any of that and whatever. You know, I respect women. I'm cool with that. But at the same time, when all you're doing in a story is pushing an agenda like that, you're not doing the story any favors. I have friends that, you know, talk about how they love Jasmine, and, you know, they love that she had her own song, which is my song of the year, dude. Like,
I don't think I've heard it. Like, I watched like 20 minutes of that movie.
Oh man,
I heard Will Smith do His Friend Like Me, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do without this. My friend's daughter was watching it. Like, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go out downstairs.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think if you do give it another watch, just watch maybe about halfway just to hear her song, because I am never going to let anyone from Disney forget that. It was hilarious. It was so unsubtle. It's called Speechless, right? And the whole time, Jasmine.
Metaphor.
Dude, this prissy little bitch. I'm sorry. Let's just say, given the story that we're told, you know, she doesn't earn anything she wants. She just says she wants it, and at the end she gets it because she's, in Disney's eyes, a woman, and she deserves it, and she doesn't have to work for anything. Who needs to do that?
Isn't that like the Instagram fairy tale?
I hate it so fucking much. That's what the whole thing's about. It's just
She's just an influencer, man. Just
I hate
calm
it.
down.
I hate it. I can't stand it. But the song is just brilliant because it's just so funny. I can't stop smiling when I listen to it. I'll listen to it when I'm running, like working out, just because it's so silly. I can't get over it, man. Yeah, it's meme worthy.
Nice.